Martina Hingis, welcome to India.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
I saw this wonderful YouTube video of Leander Paes lifting your foot up at World Team Tennis and doing a shoe shine. What was that all about?
Well, I couldn't do it like all day long because of his magic, but he's doing at the net, like covering me up all the time. So he did it at a great point. We ended up winning the match, and I was like, probably one of my lucky shots at some point. And it felt so good being undefeated pretty much. I mean, whenever I'm on the court with Leander, I feel like I can't lose. So.
Leander, welcome to the show again, bud.
Thanks, Machi.
So many times over lunch or dinner, you've told me about how Danny Nestor is a wicked doubles player. Seeing you guys in the finals at the Oz Open is just magic. Being able to combat the way Danny was playing and the way she was serving too, which is so good. Talk about that match and talk about that victory, which has really put the two of you together on the map.
Well, Danny is one of the great doubles players in the world, and also his partner, Mladenovic, is a very formidable mixed doubles partner. They've won a bunch of Grand Slams together and they make a great team. But what was unique about the day before the match, Hrishi, was that we were supposed to practice for 45 minutes, and it was just a day off. We had won the semis the day prior to that, and when we came in to practice for 45 minutes, we actually stayed on the court for 2 hours, and that's how much this humble young lady loves the game of tennis. And in the last 15 minutes of those 2 hours, we actually started practicing short cross-court rolls. So from the ad court, the left side court, Martina was practicing her backhand double-handed short cross-court to expose the movement of both the tall Mladenovic and the tall Nestor. I started using my forehand roll short cross-court, and the funny thing was that tactic worked in the finals. I don't want to give away too many secrets, but if this young lady keeps playing the way she does, I'll be shoe shining her shoes for the rest of my life.
I have a theory about why he's a better doubles player than a singles player. He was a mean singles player, and Andre Agassi says that in his book too. The reason is because he's a team player. He loves being on a team. Why was it so difficult for him to convince you to start playing slams with him?
Well, I mean, I love playing doubles myself, and mixed doubles. I didn't really get too much of a chance to play mixed doubles because during my singles career was mainly doubles, and then was too much. Once I reached the 3 semifinals at the Grand Slam, and my mixed career was over, and I was like, I'm punching my head like now, like why didn't we play before? Because I'm sure we would have made a lot more victories like in the Australian Open. We would definitely have more mixed doubles titles.
So the road from here on, the Oz Open was amazing. We're looking forward to the French and to Wimbledon and the US. What are your goals together? Are you going to meet just a couple of days before the slams, or try and meet like this in between to just catch up, keep the team going?
Hrishi, Martina's tennis prowess has been written about and spoken about all over the world. But what is the best thing, in my opinion, about Martina Hingis is her personality. She's a great human being. She's one of the greatest ambassadors for the sport of tennis. She's a great ambassador for sport and for the ideals of what a human being can be. For me, she's a great example to follow for all the young kids who are aspiring to be world beaters in any field. I just love spending time with Martina, and when we go out there, we practice on the tennis courts, we play matches, which is a culmination of our friendship. I've been very lucky to make a great friendship with Martina and her manager David, and our teams work really well together. I've got to thank them. Both our teams actually eventually convinced us to play together, and winning a Grand Slam without losing a set is not too bad, isn't it?
And 15 and 16 Grand Slams individually is not too bad either. How's India? Has this boy been feeding you some spicy Goan food, South Indian food, East Indian food?
All of that. No, I mean, thanks to Lee, I get this opportunity to actually come and visit Bombay or Mumbai. Like it's, also his friends, they take really great care of me. So, I see definitely India from a different perspective, and it's not like it's just all Bollywood. Sometimes I get to see the fun parts and all of that. So I feel like part of the family. Really, I think this is what our relationship, team sportsmanship is all about. I think you have to also not connect as the players on the court individually, but also I think this what makes us the champions, because also we have a great relationship off court, and I think this bond is even stronger through you make it stronger because you can rely upon each other, and that makes us win the matches.
These pajamas are lovely that you're wearing. And I've got to say this. Your street shopping. I have my partner protecting me here. But I've got to say this. Street fashion in India is amazing. Have you gone out shopping thus far? How's that been going?
Yes, I have done that, and this pajamas, which you call, is from Demi, from Gabriella, and I got that actually yesterday for today's show, and I'm really proud of it. I think it just suits perfectly into Mumbai.
It's lovely, yeah.
For your show, it's just perfectly for your show, where all the people see me,
I always say that you have the best face for radio, Lee.
Thanks a lot. What a guy.
Just briefly breaking away to Raven Klaasen. I mean, you played against him in the World Team Tennis, and now he's such an able partner, Quicksilver reflex. That's a great team going there again.
Yeah, Raven's a good partner. In fact, we were Martina and myself were teasing him the other day because in World Team Tennis, he was playing with Peshki, and Martina and myself gave him a little bit of a beatdown in team tennis. Their team was leading that day coming into the mixed doubles, and he managed to get them. I think it was 5-2 or 5-1 or something like that. So Raven got a bit of a flack from both of us.
Martina was in your corner, the two of you, Martina Navratilova, and you, I believe, are named after Marty. So is that true? And talk about having her on your corner.
Yeah, that's right. And I was actually very surprised when she showed up for our mixed doubles. And obviously, they partnered together with Lee in the past. I mean, so now he's got both Martinas a title. So I'm very proud of that. And, I was very happy to see her there. Obviously, I mean, she's a great friend of mine. I played some exhibitions. I played matches against her. And I mean, she's a great personality, a legend, which is right that I was named after.
Lovely. And you have a karmic connection with Martina. The two of us went to the BBC where you actually gave her an award. We have very fond memories. But she was there that day, and you kept looking at your neck piece. I hope I'm not naming that incorrectly like I did with the pajamas. But that was a special moment, wasn't it?
Well, I get teary-eyed whenever I think of both these two Martinas because the bond I share with both of them is something so unique. Not many people in this world get the good fortune to meeting great people and partnering great legends of the game. I'm not going to call Martina Hingis a legend of the game yet because she's still current, she's still playing, she's still winning Grand Slams. But Martina Hingis and Martina Navratilova are both in the Hall of Fame. They're both great ambassadors to the game. And I'll tell you this for all the viewers listening is that the uniqueness of both of them is that they both strive for excellence. They played in different generations, they played in different eras. They somewhat came from similar backgrounds where it was tough to earn a living and tough to become a professional athlete. But both of them persevered. Both their families came together and persevered with them. And their styles of play are very different. Martina Navratilova is a serve and volleyer, aggressive player, more liking to take the front court. Martina Hingis is more of an all-court player. She's got fantastic volleys and touch, but I wish I had that backhand return. I mean, it's world-class. If I could return 50% of what Martina Hingis returns, my singles game would have been a lot better. And that's what I love learning from her, is that to always strive for excellence. Through tough times, through great times, through victories, through losses, no matter what stage of life you're in, no matter what stage of your career you're in everything you do in life is to always strive for excellence.
What do you learn from him? I was sitting at courtside at the Champions Tennis League, Leander and myself, and Tommy Rapredo's at the net. He's saying, Lee, teach me, coach me. He's a panther at the net, isn't he?
Yeah, that's why, I mean, that's what we were saying earlier, that it feels so great when I'm like putting my bomb serves into the, box, that I know like my job is done. I just put it in the box and I know Lee's going to take over. And I think this is like something that makes me so comfortable and confident on the court. And these are the things like also when we practice, instead of, the 45 minutes, only the 2 hours, because I just have so much fun being with Lee on the court, because our minds think so much alike, although our games are different. But I think the view and how we see tennis is very much the same. And I think we love just being out there. We love the game. We love tennis. And I think that's where our love for the game also came across in the finals. And we just have so much fun with this. Why people, I mean, I've never had so many like people telling me like, oh, we watched your mixed doubles and you had so much fun. You two, just like click together. And that's why we won, I think, at the end of the day, because even in all the shots, when you put it together, I think almost like, how did we beat Nestor Mladenovic in the finals, But I think just like that we complement each other so well, that made us win that match.
I know, Martina, that you're very fashion conscious, and you have your own fashion line, I believe. Are there other business interests, in particular in Asia, that you're passionate about?
Well, I have my clothing line on the tennis court. It's Tonic by Martina Hingis, and hopefully soon we can also maybe manage to bring it to India, that would be great. And like no, also I think off the court is like that's why we're here, like in the time that we have left over between the practices, between the tournaments, to also do some events. And also I think this would be a great thing. Also, like we played the CTL last year, the tennis league, to bring tennis to India. That was the start of it, and I'm looking forward to play here again in November, and maybe come in between as well. If we could celebrate another mixed doubles title, that would be awesome. And I think that's the most important thing that I can give back to India is that people would start playing tennis, the love for the game, and maybe create something like that in the future, to have tennis schools or academies or things like that.
Mr. Paes, if you continue doing the great commentary work you're doing, you're going to put all of us out of a job. You better behave yourself. Other than doing some great commentary, what's keeping you going these days off the court, bro?
Well, first of all, with a voice like yours, you don't have to worry. Secondly is that, to share the magic that what Martina and myself have, to showcase that not only on the tennis court, but also in the corporate world. We go around doing corporate talks. We go around just having fun conversations, what we have day to day, and just share that with the world, whether it's in an auditorium, whether that's on a television set, whether that's on your radio show, to share the happiness that we have gained from our tennis, from our experiences in our lives that we've had, in the friendship that we have, to create a story behind it, and to see how life's lessons can be learned through our example. We love doing that. For me, a sports academy is just so natural, and when I do eventually open my sports academy, and things are in the works at the moment for a couple of them, I would love to actually bring Martina in to not only share her tennis wealth, her technique, her training, her lifestyle, but also to come in and mentor children. I think that if you really look at Martina Hingis, the way she mentors people with the example of her life, the way she lives her life, there is no wonder she's won so many Grand Slams. To me, excellence is a reflection of your lifestyle. And to go out there in the corporate world and do it, to reach out to schools and colleges, to go out there and promote brands that actually share in the same thought processes and the lifestyles that we live, those are things that I'm all in for.
Without getting into specifics, is going to be my last question. What I marvel about you, and equally true about her, is that no matter what is happening, no matter what turbulence is happening, and I said this to your dad day before yesterday night on the phone, you manage to be in the here and now and focus and win on the court. How do you manage to do that? Whatever the trials and tribulations and the bouncers that life throws at you, how do you manage to get on the court? I mean, my wife, if my daughter or my wife drives me up the wall, I have a tough time on the radio the next morning. How do you do that? And that's got to be a lesson to everybody who's listening.
I'm very blessed to not only have a good Lord up above, but also to have great people around, like Martina, like yourself, like my whole team around me, my parents. And I think that both of us can say this equally, is that no matter what bouncers or what adversity life throws us, you're always going after the truth. You're always going after excellence. You're going after to be the best you can be. For me, I wouldn't be the man I am today without my parents, without my daughter Ayana, without great friends like Martina Hingis, like my team around me. I think that in life, you just got to go out there and trust in life a little bit. You got to have patience. Excellence is not achieved. Greatness is not achieved overnight. One of the greatest lines Rod Laver ever told me was that I spent 20 years becoming an overnight success. And it's so true. I mean, you spend so much time in our professions to hone our skills, to play for the country, to play for the people, to play for goals that we have. And sure, there are going to be some tough times in life. Sure, there is going to be some rocky roads at times, but that will pass. Nothing in life is really permanent. And as long as you stay true to your goals, you stay true to the truth, and you rely on your friends around you and your core team around you, who are also striving for the same, I think you can always create great relationships, you can always create great memories, and you can certainly bring a lot of happiness to a lot of people in some hard times too.
Martina Hingis, you're lovely, and hope to see you back in India soon.
Thank you. It would be lovely to be back.
Brother, take care of yourself.
Thanks, bro.